to make candy apples as a side hustle will be shown in this video tutorial. But first, let me introduce myself. I am the DIY Queen Diva. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep updated with me and all of my videos on the weekends. So making candy apples as a side hustle can be a great side hustle, but I get so many questions about how do you price candy apples. It's only a great hustle if the price is right. I get so many questions about how to price candy apples. So let me show you.
Organic granny apples are $5.98.
Candy apple sticks for $2.97. Okay, so here's a cheap bag of sugar for $4.44. Corn syrup for $4.74. Okay, Loren's butter vanilla flavor that I always use. You can use any flavor, but that's $4.99. Okay, so what about your candy apple bags and your twist ties? You can go to my Amazon bake shop at www.amazon.com/shop/DIY Queen Diva to get everything that you need for your treats. Halloween is coming up, so here are some Halloween silicone molds. Okay, in my Amazon bake shop, I also have a great variety of luster dust. So you can scroll on through and look to see what color luster dust you need. With luster dust, I always use lemon extract. You can also use vodka if you like. It's just your preference. I have treat displays and packaging. I have balloon garlands and pumps. And you can just scroll on through to see what balloon garland that you need for any birthday party or event. Okay, here's the donut and ice cream silicone molds. You can scroll on through to see what you can use for your treats. Okay, I have a great variety of molds. These are the fashionable and makeup silicone molds. So anything relevant to fashion or anything like that, you can come here and see what I have. I also have alphabet and number silicone molds. These are the hot cocoa bomb or hot chocolate cocoa bomb molds. And these are the bling sticks. You can scroll through. I do have treat straws, a great variety of those. So whenever you get a chance, just come on by to my Amazon bake shop. You don't have to worry about your deliveries taking forever to get to you. So you can take advantage of same-day delivery or your Prime membership. So let's get to the packaging here. So when you're making candy apples, you do need candy apple bags. I do have the candy apple boxes and so forth. But let's just get to the cheap things here. So you're going to need candy apple bags and you're going to need twist ties. So here's some candy apple bags for about $7 that I will get. Yeah, you can use these. And here's some twist ties for $5. So I had to get the calculator out so you guys can see with your own eyes why you shouldn't be charging $12 for a dozen of candy apples. If Granny Smith apples are $5.98, candy apple sticks are $2.97. A bag of sugar is $4.44. Corn syrup, $4.74. Okay, and then you have your vanilla, your flavor, your flavoring. You can use any flavor, but this is just the flavor that I use for $4.99. My candy apple bags, $7. So $7, and then my twist ties is $5. So this is a total. Look at this total. It's $35.12. Why are you guys charging $12? $1 each for a candy apple? You're digging yourself in a hole. Do not cut your prices. It's your business. No one can tell you how to run your own business. You're the head boss. You're the boss in charge of your own business. So this is what you need to be charging. Okay, so at one time for plain, this is only plain candy apples, $5 per apple. So 5 times 12 is 60. At one time, it was okay to charge $60 for a dozen of plain candy apples. That's one color and a wooden stick. Everything has gone up at the store. So now you charge $6. $6 times 12 apples is $72. That's a profit that's okay. It's doable. Now we're talking decorative candy apples. Anything with fondant, anything with a candy apple bow, the little tutus, the candy apple tutus. I mean, this stuff takes a lot of time. It's labor, so you need to add your time and labor. So at one time it was okay to charge $8 per apple for a dozen of candy apples, anything decorative, and that was $96 for a dozen of decorative candy apples. Now, since everything has gone up, you need to go up $9 per apple times 12. That's $108 for a dozen of candy apples. And that's the minimum. So your decorative apples should be $9 and up. For an example, these are $18 to $20 per apple. And if you get a customer that states that these are too expensive, you should tell them to try a cheaper selection, such as a fondant flower with luster dust, or anything that you can add decorative, like it's getting ready to be Halloween. You can use something like that, a flower, a number, anything like that. Something that's going to be cheaper on their pockets, or a plain candy apple. They can get the plain candy apples as well. Or you can refer them to someone else, because actually it's not worth cutting your prices, period. So I usually just refer them to someone else that can better suit their pockets. Don't forget to go visit my Amazon bake shop at www.amazon.com/shop/DIY Queen Diva. Going to apply fondant to these silicone molds, because I've been getting a lot of questions about how to put fondant in molds, silicone molds. And all of these silicone molds you can find down below in the link at my Amazon bake shop. I wanted to show you some of the silicone molds that I do have in my bake shop. And this is the luster dust. I have silver luster dust. So what I do is add lemon extract to your luster dust. Your luster dust should be looking like this once you add your lemon extract. I am going to show you things you can do just in case your fondant gets sticky. Okay, I am going to use white fondant, and all I am going to do is place my fondant down in the silicone mold. Okay, this is the Halloween bat. I'm going to use a flower, and you can use like some type of fondant tool to scrape off the extra fondant. I am also going to use a number and a bow. Okay, this is the bow. I am just applying fondant. So when you're working with fondant, you need to make sure your hands are dry, clean and dry, or use gloves so it doesn't stick on your fingers. Okay, and I am going to use the number 5. You can use, if your fondant becomes too sticky, you can use cornstarch or Talos powder. So this is Getting a little sticky here. I'm applying a little Talos powder on here. And this is the Talos powder that I have. So, like I said, if you don't have Talos powder, you can also use cornstarch. You apply some Talos powder on each piece of fondant just to make sure it's not sticky once I take it out of my silicone mold. Okay, you just pop it out. This one doesn't want to pop out. This one is sticky. So what I need to do here is apply some Talos powder or cornstarch in the mold. And I am just going to reapply the fondant back in. And you can also, if you're having a really hard time taking these out of your silicone mold, you can freeze these, put them in the freezer for about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and they will pop out. And hopefully I will not have to do that with this number 5. Okay, so let's pop it out. It's not firm like I want it to be. Okay, so this is the number 5, but it's not firm like I want it to be. So I am going to pop this in the freezer. You probably want to make sure your house is cool also when you're working with fondant. So let's pop out our, this is not how I want it. Usually I can pop these right out. So I'm going to apply some Talos powder here. And I'm going to apply some on my fondant piece. So the reason why I wanted to do this video is to show you guys how to work with sticky fondant. So if it's feeling sticky, add cornstarch or Talos powder. And I'm just applying a little Talos powder here. So let's pop it out. Okay, perfect. Let's pop this one out. Even this one is sticky. For some reason, someone turned on the heat. So my house is not 65 degrees like I usually have it. So I applied some Talos powder. Let me just put this Talos powder right here. So I applied some Talos powder. I'm gonna scrape off any extra fondant. I'm gonna apply some Talos powder and pop this sucker right out. And there you go. I'm gonna apply some Talos powder. This one is sticky too. So what I've noticed is my house is not 65 degrees and my fondant is sticky, because usually if you watch me on my video tutorials, I can just pop these right out. So it's pretty good to show you guys how to work with fondant. So what I'm gonna do is, and it came out perfect this time, but it's too flimsy. So I'm gonna pop this in the freezer too. And it kind of cracked and broke as well. I'm just gonna pop this one in the freezer for about 5 minutes. This is the number 5. And see how firm that is? It just popped right out. I need to switch out treat brushes and get a bigger one. You want to make sure you get your edges. Here's my flour. And I still need to touch this up a little bit with some luster dust. This is what our bat looks like. And you just let these dry. And these would be the $9 candy apples. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.